I'm getting crafty and nerding out with a new geeky DIY project for you guys. If that sounds awesome, hit that subscribe button down below to join our nerd DIY family. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make your own background just like this using command hooks. This project is super easy and it's going to save you a ton of money so that you don't have to buy one of those expensive bracket systems. And it turns out really cute. I'm actually using it right now for my backdrop. These backdrops are perfect for YouTube, for product photos, for your own photography studio, anything you can think of to get creative. This saves tons of space because all of your backdrops can be just right on your wall, and it's super easy. All you have to do is pull down your backdrop and you're ready to go. So let's get started.
The first thing in this project that you're going to want to do, and the most exciting thing to film, is you're going to need a blank wall to put everything on. You're going to want to make sure that your wall is large enough to hold everything, so double check and measure beforehand. The specific command hooks that you're going to want to use for this are the 7.5 pound command hooks. I think that these are called jumbo command hooks, but this is very important because anything less than this is going to fall off the wall because the seamless that we're going to use gets kind of heavy. So we want to make sure we're using these really high poundage command hooks. For this project, you're also going to need rolls of seamless paper for your background. I chose 3. You can do as many as you want, but these are my primary colors that I use, so I just needed to do 3. These seamless rolls are 53 inches wide, and you can get them pretty much at any camera store. You can even get them on Amazon. You just look up seamless paper or seamless backdrop, and that's where you can find them. The seamless roll will come on a cardboard tube. Mine doesn't have that because I shared the price with a friend and we cut ours in half, and it was a lot cheaper that way. So that's why mine doesn't have a cardboard tube, but it works with it or without it. You could also do this with butcher paper if you want to go for a cheaper route. The butcher paper is not going to look as nice as the seamless, but it's definitely going to be a lot cheaper. Then you're also going to want some dowels to be able to hang up your seamless paper with. These wooden dowels are 1/2 inch dowels, and I got them at 60 inches long. Now we're going to measure where our first command hook is going to go. I took my ruler and I measured 4 inches from the ceiling down. We want to make sure there's enough room for us to be able to remove the command hook because that's part of the installation process. So 4 inches is going to give us plenty of room. You could probably do it for less, but I figured better safe than sorry. From that 4-inch dot that I measured, I then drew a line down just to give myself something to make sure that I keep the command hook straight. Then I measured the width of the command hook, which is 2 inches, and I put a tick mark 2 inches to the left of the first mark that I made. Then I made sure I measured 4 inches down. Then I drew a line to give myself some guidance on keeping that command hook straight. I also drew a line across to make sure that I kept the top straight. The reason I did this is because using a level on this is not really gonna work because the top of the command hook is kind of slanted. So it was just a lot easier for me to draw a guiding line. So now that we have our guiding lines in, we're gonna install our command hook. So you're gonna wanna install your command hook by looking at the directions on the package. The command hook comes with sticky backs that you're gonna use to adhere to the wall. If you look on the sticky backs, one says this is the wall side and one is for the command hook side. Make sure that you put it on correctly because I did it wrong the first time. So you're just going to take the command hook side and you're going to peel off the paper and you're going to stick it to one edge of the back of the command hook. And when you do this, you're going to want to push down firmly and really make sure that it's stuck on there because this is going to save you a lot of trouble in the future. Then you're going to take your second one and do the same thing. Once you've made sure that those are really stuck on there, you're going to peel off the back pieces that go against the wall. And you're going to take this sticky side and you're going to place it against the wall in between the lines that you've drawn. Now that you've got it stuck to the wall, we want to make sure that we get it really stuck. So you're going to take 30 seconds and you're going to push really hard in multiple different places against the wall to make sure that it's stuck on there. Then you're going to take the top part attachment and you're going to slide it up and off so you can get really into the back part and push down super hard to make sure that it is adhering to the wall as best as you can. I can't stress this enough, we want it to be stuck to the wall, otherwise it's gonna fall down. Once you've spent about 30 seconds to a minute putting a lot of pressure against the wall, it should be pretty stuck on. Then I took just like a magic eraser and cleaned off from the wall all of the marks that I had made to make sure that it was nice and clean. Then you're going to put the top part and slide it back on, and we're going to move on to installing our next command hook. Next, you're going to measure 3.5 inches down on each side of your dowel. This will help us make sure that we're measuring the correct length that we need our command hooks to be apart. That way our seamless will be able to fit in between the command hooks and there won't be too much extra space. Next, I'm going to put the dowel into the command hook and I'm going to make sure that the tick mark that I placed is visible so that it's not hanging over the edge of the command hook. This will make sure that I can measure the accurate amount of space needed for the seamless. Then I'm just going to mark on the wall on the other side of the dowel where my tick mark was so I have enough space for my seamless. Then I'm going to measure against that tick mark 4 inches down and I'm going to draw a line like I did on the first command hook. And we're just going to do that the same exact way. I'm going to measure 4 inches down, draw a line, measure 2 inches in width, and measure 4 inches down from the top of the ceiling. And that way it will have my command hook width. Now what this will do is it will show you exactly where your command hook is going to be, and you can make sure that you have the correct lengths and widths that you need in order for everything to work together. Once you have that measured, you're going to do the same thing you did with your command hook before, and you're going to place it into the spot that you measured out. Once you have that installed, you can place your dowel into the command hooks and make sure that you measured correctly and that everything is looking to be correct. Looks good to me, so let's move on to the next row. So to install the second row, we're going to measure like we did before, measuring from the ceiling, except this time we're going to measure from the bottom of the first command hook that we installed. So we're going to measure down 1.5 inches and we're going to draw a line from there to make sure that we're installing everything so that it's level and not wonky. Then you're just going to measure from the other side of the command hook 1.5 inches down and draw your line. Once you have that line drawn, you can draw a line in between them to make sure that your top is level. You don't have to do this, but I did it anyway just to make sure everything was level. Once you have that drawn in, you're going to place your command hook as we did before, and your second row has started. From here, all you need to do is do the exact same thing on the other side, measure 1.5 inches down, and you can put your command hook into your measurements. To do the third row, it's exactly the same. You'll just measure 1.5 inches down from the command hook that you installed, and so on and so on. Now that you have all of your command hooks installed, the most important tip I have for you for this project is to wait 24 to 48 hours before putting anything on the command hooks. You want to do this so that it adheres to the wall properly and it makes a nice, clean seal that will hold it up forever. The first time I installed this, I only waited like a half an hour or an hour, whatever it says on the package, and it all came tumbling down. So make sure you wait 24 to 48 hours. If you can wait 48, you should do it because that will save you a ton of time in the future. And it will make sure that that seal is nice and perfect. Now that we've waited our 48 hours, it's time to install our seamlesses. What you're going to do is grab your dowel and you're going to run it through the middle of the seamless so it pops out the other side. You're going to do this for all 3 that you have. Then you're going to take these and you're going to put each end of the dowel into your command hook. You want to make sure that your seamless is facing down so when you pull it, that it will pull down instead of pulling up. So make sure that it's facing out and your bottom of your seamless is on the bottom of the dowel. You'll see that there's some extra space on these dowels. I did that to make sure that the weight would be distributed evenly and so that you could have some extra room to grab and to place. It's super easy to place these on here. You just got to make sure that your dowels are in the right spot. Now to pull your backdrop down, you're just going to unwind some of the backdrop from your seamless, and then you can just pull it down and it will roll down nice and smoothly. I usually do this with just the bottom one. You could make it so that they go behind each other and you can pull them down. I just found it easier that I just move them to the bottom one and pull down from there. You can do it whichever way works best for you. Then you just sit in front of your seamless and you have a wonderful, awesome backdrop. When you're done with the seamless, if you want to switch it out for another color or you're all finished for the day, you just roll it back up onto the dowel that you had it before and then place it back onto your command hooks, and it can stay there to be used for later. And there you have it. We have our very own inexpensive DIY backdrop holder for your YouTube videos or your photo studio.
I've been using this method for my backdrops for the past year and it has been a life changer. I'm excited for you guys to be able to use this method in your own home studio. I would love to see pictures if you have them, if you decide to do this. You can share those with me on my social media channels. I would love to see them. If you guys want to see more videos just like this, hit that subscribe button and I'll see you guys next week for another DIY project where we get crafty and nerd out.